Alright, so there's been a new patch, I've played a little bit of it. Honestly, just to get a feel of the items. I think the items are great. There's some that I'm kind of just like, meh about. I don't think they're that interesting. But, let's go in and see what we can do. So, the new items, why do I think some of them aren't that great? It's mainly because Shock right now. Shock is a new debuff that was brought in, and when we see it I'll go more into it, but in a sense, to boil it down, it does 20 damage per tick that it does. It ticks down similar to poison, and yeah, it's not great. It's 20 damage a second, unless you have one of the new items, tier freed, like Freestarred, then it does a lot more. But you need to be able to apply a lot of shock once you get to that point as well, for it to be really, really good. And this is the item I was on about, so we'll try and build around it this game and see what happens. But yeah, if I hover over it, you can see we have shock, deal 20 damage per second, ticks down. It's never going to get stronger. Like, you can't increase the damage of shock unless you get potions currently, because you need the storm pack, which isn't available to us in the demo version currently. So a lot of the supporting items just don't exist currently for shock, so it's in a awkward spot. That being said, a bunch of items got shock added onto it as well. So like Runic Shield, for example, gets shock instead of the bleed like the Arcane Cleaver has. And you can see there, we lost that round despite having good synergy, good health and stuff. The benefit is, it is another debuff for Void Spike at least. So, Void Spike technically got slightly buffed from all this. But I still think this item's insane despite shock being bad. Just if you play around the burn portion of the item instead of the shock portion of the item. So we'll try and do that this game. There's no promises that we'll get that going. Just the nature of RNG in games like these. Ooh, but we can immediately get Winter's Embrace. So this sells, that takes us to 33. This takes us to enough. We're doing this instead. This item, I think, is actually cracked. I was kind of hesitant about this item to begin with, because I was like, 6-second cooldown is kind of long. It's hard to play around. It's only bonus multicast, but as you level it, just getting it to 2-star, it starts making it permanent multicasts. And then 3-star is multicast and damage. So it's generally not bad. You just need something that crits frequently to be able to stack the multicast, but it can also stack on itself, you see? So it works really well in Frost builds. It's okay in Moon builds because of Lapis, but overall it's going to be better in a Frost setup with like Cold Shot, perma-triggering crits and stuff. So, I mean, even regular bow can help it quite a bit. This is also a new item. Actually, this plus this kind of goes insane together. Like, theoretically it should go insane together. Yeah. So the way this one works is, every 10 triggers of the item that's below it, will give this one bonus bleed and shock, and then as you level this up, it gets more and more, and then when you get it to permanent, to 3-star, it becomes permanent bonus to bleed and shock on every trigger, and not every 10 triggers. So the axe is also one that I think is very, very good. Let's go with rarity up on the axe. Level. Don't really need Lost Fragment with what we got going on. Take it off a bow for the crit. As you can see, it just gets exponentially better every fight. With the bow. Do we want the Frosty Orb? Like, this is Frosty, but is it really necessary? I guess if we're doing this, actually, yes it is. We should be in quite a comfortable spot now. Nice. We will take Vitality. I will take another Axe. Do that. Technically, we should do that. These things work pretty well in tandem because they both want crits to happen. There we go. We will take the lucky rolls to see if we can get any more of these. Okay, let's upgrade the axe. This is the other new item, which I'm gonna go more into its own. Like, I'll make a video on this by itself because it's kind of cracked. In fact, if we get it next run, I'll try it, but yeah, just TLDR, this thing's crazy. I think I can sell this now. Just pick up these. Well, we're not space for that, but that's kind of funny. Nice. If we could make this frosty, I'll be kind of happy. I think I do that. Ooh. Yeah, this is how you want to make this work, is you give it flame orb, and you just stack fire on it a bunch, so that way you just apply a lot of burn and have burn do its what it already does really well, just quicker. Okay, 120, 20, so once these combine, that's still 40, so buff it a little bit. Meh. Give it burn? Giving it burn will be good. Freeze. Let's give it burn. We should level. And now, freeze for that. Excellent. Not finding enough one of these is kind of sad. I was kind of hoping that we would be able to get it to at least 2-star this game. Yeah. Book went crazy. A Soul Forge. Okay, here we go. It's the last round, unfortunately, so we're not gonna be able to do too much. So I guess we'll do this. Excellent. So I think the best benefit of this Winter's Embrace is going to be if you can put something like a pyramid on it, just because of how much multicast it's going to have. And then we're going to go to next game and see what we can find. We have potential for a lethal Elven Shield run here, so let's start with the Elven Shield, I guess, in case we go against something weak. That is not weak, that beats us. Let's now go into book an Elven Shield. Then we have another book, so we freeze again. The meta has shifted a tiny bit in terms of the strength of sub-items because of the new items and the changes, which is good. Like, Lifeguard is really good early now. Like, it was already pretty strong early, but now it's really good early because there's less poison in the pool. And what I mean by that is, like, this Arcane Mace, for example. This used to be a really good item just to slot in to deal with people that went for, like, early stall builds. but it no longer has poison, it has shock, so it's hard to deal with shields. Meanwhile, Lifeguard got a slight buff, and it still cleanses the same amount of debuffs, so now it completely negates shock. So it's very strong early. But people aren't seemingly quite adapted to that part yet. I'll probably start doing it soon, like start forcing some Lifeguard stuff into my builds. But it tends, if I spam it enough in a day, I start seeing more other people doing it, so I don't really like doing stuff like that, because then it's just not fun to play against. We'll take the hook. Double level here. This, I think, is going to be extremely strong. Like, this was already really strong, like, stacking multicast on the Molten Bow. But I think if you stack Burn on a multi-bow, on the Molten Bow, like you give it Flaming Orb like you usually would, but then slot in his Staff of Zeus, so the Burn ticks faster as well. Like, I think it's going to be crazy. Like, I think Molten Bow stacks Burn the fastest in the game. So, sure, Midas Diary. Can we combine anything here, please? Combine the book first. Then we'll combine the shield. Okay, I might have to just take the orb in case we find something that's worth orbing. No, I have to do this. It's too much value. I have to do that. A double Glacier. That's... honestly, fair enough. We are earning all the moolah. We can speed up the Midas Diary. Okay, there's the book. It might be too late to try and get a book run going, though. Milk all the money, though. We might be able to force it just from the amount of money we're going to be generating, though. I'm going to sell out of these, because they're not really doing anything. Sell that. Oh, I was going to pick up that Arcane Orb. That's unfortunate. Put this in before I forget. Take the book and sell it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is sell out these. Like so. Generate money and start printing potions. So what does this do? Oh, this guy's also doing it. Cool. So, as this gains debuffs from the Arcane Orb, or just anything that would give it a debuff, we get lesser potions. When you upgrade it, it gives you 2 lesser potions. You upgrade again, it starts giving you vials. The OP part is when you get it to 3-star, and it starts giving you any potions. This includes stuff like Elven Tag Potions, Dark Tag Potions, Multicast Potions, Rainbow Potions, like any potion you can dream of. This could basically give you it. I don't think it can give you Royal Potion, and I don't think it can give you the Tier 3 potion. I think specific potions like that, it cannot do. Cool. Do this for extra lives. Just 1 second. Yep. Level a bunch. So, we ideally need to get it leveled up. Hopefully we get lucky rolls. Do I full sell for this? Yeah. We full sell just in case we can get it to tier 3. I don't usually like selling like that, but it'll be worth it in the long term. Now we're going to be getting vials, which ideally you get the cooldown vials and put it onto the arcane orb. Make it tier 3. And the trick here is use up all the ones that aren't dot related first. So that way you can then do this. You can start thinning out the dots. Cool. Let's go with a lost fragment, put it up here on Midas Diary. Freeze for the arcane orb. Once this gets 3-star, we are sitting in a very nice spot. So let's again do all the ones that aren't DOT related first. Bam, bam. Always doing the cooldown ones on the orb just so we can get more potions faster. And level a bunch. Amazing. Somehow we're winning against the Protector build. And now it's 3-star. We are very happy. So this is the fun part now. Use up all of these non-DOT related ones quickly. 3 rerolls. And then we're going to go over to this. Down to 3. So now that it's 3-star, it says it gives us any potions, like just random potions. So if I do this, you can see we now got the experience potion. We have Frosty, we have Shock. It gave us more poison. Gave us more poison. More poison. And this is where the cascading effect comes into play, because you can, if you get lucky and you at least get 1 DOT potion in everything, like every time you give it a debuff, you kind of end up in this situation where you're like constantly just gaining potions back and forth. Let's see. So many free rerolls. I can see it getting nerfed, but it's also like really bad until you get it to 2 or 3-star. So I don't know if I can see it being all that nerfed. Like overtly nerfed too much. I think if anything, the 3-star version will likely just get like a cap to how many it could generate in a round. Because right now it's kind of like exponential. And you'll only really lose if you go against someone who has Protector. Like, we should lose to this because he's going to stack debuffs faster than us right now. But 27 potions in a round. I should have waited before doing this. That's okay. Okay, so damage. Sell that. Move that over there. Is this the morph one or is this an experience? This is morph. Health. Arcane tag. Sure to that. Dark tag. This already has dark. That doesn't. I'm just gonna start clicking everything. No time to think. Multicast onto the book, just so we actually have some damage going. I don't really know what I'm looking for anymore, apart from just like upgrades to stuff like Midas Diary. We likely going to lose though, which is unfortunate. Actually, we should beat this, I think. Excellent, so bam, 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 bam. It's so stupid. Okay, another level. This is down to 1 second yet. That's 1 second. That is not 1 second. So, 15 gold. Bam, we get some more. The value. So much value. Wait. Oh, yeah, that potion increases the damage of shock. I forgot. This one gives shock, so we'll take this, and we'll now put it on to the book again. Nothing else here looks that amazing to pick up, so we'll just roll. Random item is free. So I'm going for more Nature's Calls, actually. I should Potion of Appearance and Nature's Call eventually. Let's just do this to get rid of that. Just so they're not bloating up my potion bar down here in a second. Alright, so this thing is doing a lot. We didn't even get that much. Okay. Let's do this so it just activates faster. Nature's Call. Damn. Alright, let's sell this out. Back in we go. Free level. Good reduction on the call again. Show experience and shock. More shock damage. Where's my Nature's Calls at? One more. I should be picking those up as well, in all honesty. Oh, this is the last round. Oh well. Unfortunate. Well, there we go. That's 2 builds using 2 of the new items. We have the axes and the new legendary, and then we have probably the most broken of this entire patch, which is the curses down here. Then I skipped it. Whoops. So let's go back into this. So let's just go into the oak and see how much damage this does. Like, the DPS isn't that crazy. But yeah, you can see here, like, the shock is dealing 80 because of all the shock potions we got. But we have 10,000 stacks of it and it's still only doing 80. You can barely see it, but there is, like, the little yellow number. So yeah, shock isn't that great until we find more ways of interacting with it. Cool. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.